Knon 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people. Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. KNON's been named the #1 radio station in Dallas by both the Dallas Observer and D Magazine. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227, or extension 233. For more information, go to knon.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.
The Workers Beat, 972-647-1893 is the number. I'm Gene Lantz, and this is
Bonnie Mathias, and it is Pledge Drive, 972-647-1893. Y'all, we need you to call us and pledge, because that's the way that we stay on the air. It's really important.
And the reason we stay on the air is because we want to tell everybody what workers are doing and what workers need. This is the Workers Beat program. Here's stuff that's coming up right now. The Union Block Walk is starting at the UAW Low 848, 2218 East Main in Grand Prairie. That's where the AFL-CIO and the labor forces are gathering to go out and work on Get Out the Vote. On November the 4th through the 4th, even going now through the election, Texas Organizing Project needs help driving people to the polls. Now, someone called in the last hour, and they wanted this number. For people who need a ride to the polls, call 469-510-9069. I'll give that number again later, 469-510-9069. On November the 3rd, start at 4:30 in the afternoon, phone banking will be going on from 1408 North Washington. You just show up and bring a cell phone, or even if you don't have a cell phone, they've got some phones. Show up at 1408 North Washington at 4:30 and stay as long as you can. November the 3rd, 6 to 8 p.m., and then on the 4th from 4 a.m. to 9 a.m., help the AFL-CIO put out campaign signs at polling places. Now, for all of this AFL-CIO, you contact Pam Resendis, and her number is 214-826-4808. That's the AFL-CIO number, 214-826-4808. Okay, on November the 5th at 12:30, this is the day after the election, 12:30 in the afternoon, Dallas chapter of the Texas Alliance for Retired Americans will do the very first postmortem on the 2014 elections. That'll take place at APWU Hall, 2010 Postal Way, Dallas, Texas 75212. Call Judy if you want to go, or just show up. But if you want to call Judy, it's 214-729-0063. 214-729-0063. Those are things coming up for workers, and we're running the fund drive.
We are.
We were surprised to notice this, but Bonnie's got a bunch of stuff.
That's right.
That you can get if you make a pledge.
And you know we have KNON.org if you're shy. You can go on and do KNON.org. You can do it on your smartphone. Just text 56512. KNON. Text KNON to 56512. Okay, the pledge form comes up. You fill it out. You hit send. You did your pledge.
All right. So
it's easy.
Anyway, make a pledge, or the best way is to call us at 972-647-1893. Tell us why you love KNON and tell us how much you're going to send.
And we can send our bank draft. That's the easiest way to do it.
Okay. We have a guest today, Rebecca Abendano. What are you from, Rebecca?
I currently work with the Steelworkers Union.
Can you get a little closer to the mic?
Yes, I currently Steelworkers Union. I'm a representative for the City of Dallas employees.
Oh, the people that work for the city.
Yes, sir.
I didn't know they had a union. What's the union?
The United Steelworkers NTAPE. That's our union.
What's NTAPE stand for? North Texas
Association
of Professional Employees.
Right, correct.
Okay, NTAPE. And that's what you're representing here today. I have heard over and over again, the City of Dallas employees have a really good deal, and they don't have any problems. Is that true?
I worked for the city 7 years, and I can say it was a stable job, and it's pretty basic. It is a great job if the council would allow us to have a raise.
Oh, but they don't have.
And
they
a
don't
little
let
bit
you have a raise.
better benefits, yes.
And better benefits. So
Right.
that's what union people are always looking at: better raises and
Well,
better
just basic.
benefits.
I mean, I don't think it's asking too much. I worked 2007 to about 2013, and we received minimum pay raises, as well as benefits have gone up, retirement's gone up. So it's not really a raise. We're being compensated for the last 7 years of having to work, and the city has grown a lot in the last 7 years. We have a lot of new attractions and stuff, so we're just asking the council we don't want them to have a raise, just could we go ahead and get ours before?
You mean you're talking about the proposition on the Dallas ballot about
Yes.
whether or not to raise the pay of the city council person?
Yes.
You're saying that they shouldn't get a raise and you get one, huh?
Correct. Yes.
Yeah. So
I personally, I think everybody deserves a raise.
Right.
The city of Dallas did some tremendous cuts in staff. I believe, what year was that? That was
2005.
No, that was after that. They did one in 2010.
they've done more than one.
Yes.
Okay, you're about the ones in 2010. Okay.
Yeah, it was a mess. I mean, the Dallas Animal Shelter Commission, we had about 85 people, I believe, that were laid off.
This is taking care of animals.
Yeah, these are animal services, animal keepers, folks that work in the shelter. It's a huge job, huge job. Everybody got laid off, and they were told they could reapply for their jobs. And if they didn't get their job back through the reapplication process, they could go work for the contractor that was going to be supplying temporary employees.
So they outsourced
to the
work.
shelter.
They
Yes.
outsourced the work.
Yes.
So they privatized it.
That's right. They privatized that part
and then,
of it. They
and
sure
then
did.
they could in other words, you can lose your full-time job and come back as a temp.
Yep, that's right.
With no benefits and
That's
with
right.
lower pay.
That's right.
And not knowing how many hours you're going to get.
That's right. Exactly.
So this is happening to people everywhere. Have you noticed this, Rebecca?
Yes, it's actually throughout the city departments. You're getting understaffed, overworked employees, and it's animal services, it's code, it's sanitation, it's in streets. What's going on now? What worries me is there's a lot of talk about privatization within sanitation. They've tried it before, it didn't work. So I just feel like us as the city need to look within and start innovating instead of trying to go to other cities and bring things over there or spend our money like that. We need to invest in our own. The Fair Park right now, I don't believe we get that money yet. We go to the state. The zoo, we've rented it out. It's our building, but it's
right.
They privatized the zoo. And they brag about this. They say this is a wonderful idea and it really worked out well. Is that true?
I mean, I'm not that well versed in that much. This is actually like study, so I'd have to
I think it, in the case of the zoo.
It used to be free. We had
used to
people
be
call
free, right.
say it was free to go to the Dallas Zoo, and now it's like $14.
Yeah, it's really expensive.
I mean, it's everywhere. Parks and Rec, you have senior citizens talking about their services being pulled back, the library, it's everywhere. And ever since the city council started getting paid, it's basically employees stopped getting paid and getting raises.
Oh, really?
So what are we really looking at? I mean, are we forfeiting one for the other? I mean, you have other cities that run, city council doesn't get a salary. Arlington is one, and they have great benefits for their council. I mean, I'm not saying don't. I know our city is growing and it's becoming flourishing, but you've asked us to wait while you build, the Clyde Warren Park. You've, they have
Build stuff for rich people while cutting or not giving raises to the employees.
Right. I mean, we've had the AT&T Stadium, hosted the Dallas 82nd annual mayor hosted here. They said it was a Texas-sized success. They had parties at the stadium, the Perot Museum, Clyde Warren Park, the Arts District that
Parties
opened up.
for the other mayors.
And it's fine, I mean, I don't really care too much about parties. I don't know a lot of city employees that do. I would just prefer for you to compensate me in my job. We're the ones working overtime making these functions happen.
That's right.
And we don't get the tail end. They were recognized for revitalizing Dallas, for leveraging their resources, unlocking development, but all at the city of Dallas pocket, at the expense of the employees and the residents, because they're the ones paying taxes.
That's right.
Now, don't forget we're doing all this for a pledge drive
Yes.
this month. We gotta get people to call 972-647-1893 or go online to knon.org. And if you do go online, you have to fib. You have to say that we're your favorite program, because that's the only way you can tell that that's the only way we can get credit for the money that you pledge online. So it's knon.org. And there's one other way. You can just write a check and send it to us. 5353 Maple Avenue, Suite 200. 5353 Maple Avenue, Suite 200. Dallas, Texas 75235.
That's right. That's right. 972-647-1893. Or you can text KNON to 56512. The pledge form pops up. You can fill it out. You put your favorite show, The Workers Beat, of course, or you can just say Bonnie or Jean. Trust me, we're the only Bonnie and the only Jean at the station. We're not. There's another Bonnie and another Jean.
Both, yes.
There are other Bonnies and other Jeans.
Oh my gosh!
Bonnie and Gilda from Blues, and then
That's right.
Jean and Scream.
Oh no,
From the underground.
they're going to get confused.
Okay, just put Workers Beat.
Yeah.
There you go. Just
Put the main,
Workers
put the
Beat.
main Bonnie and Jean.
Yeah, there you go. The main Bonnie and Jean.
The
I like
important Bonnie and Jean.
that. Yeah. Okay, so all you got
Or
to
the
do.
insane Bonnie and Jean.
Now there you go. I've been told I'm committed, or maybe that was I should be committed.
It was one or the other.
It's one or the other. Text, possibly both. You're right, Joe. That's very good. Text KNON to 56512.
You have to have a smartphone to do that?
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, so that's for smart people.
Yeah, well, no, it's just the phone's smart. I'm not. It's the phone is the smart thing.
56512. You text that, and you text
KNON to 56512, and this thing in the sky
People will do that just to see if it
just
works.
to see what happens. You know, I think I'll check it out myself.
And they can make a pledge and save the Workers Beat program. The reason the Workers Beat program exists is because this is the only program in this part of the world that takes the side of the workers. Now, all the other radio stations, they're going to talk about what a great city Dallas is and how wonderful Dallas is doing. And what we're saying is, why don't they pay their workers? Right, Rebecca?
Yes, correct.
And you know, Rebecca, I got to tell you, I do think that we should pay our city council members. I've been very involved in city politics over the last 10 years. I've seen the quality of representatives that we get, that we have gotten, improve. I'm very pleased with some of the changes. I got to say, my council person, Rick Callahan in Pleasant Grove, is phenomenal. He's done so much in Pleasant Grove. And
Is he black?
he's
black?
a white guy.
Oh, you probably get to keep him for a while then, because I have noticed, as long as I've lived in Dallas, that when we have a successful black politician, the Dallas Morning News goes after them over everything. You know, they don't count their change right or something, and the Dallas Morning News puts that on the front page. Every successful black politician in Dallas either ends up in jail or at least kicked out of office.
Or is,
ever since they began to get a little bit of traction when we got 1401, you have seen this just one after the other, and some of them have gone to jail over what, janitor supplies?
Yes,
and
really silly stuff.
Yeah, and they'll say so and so spent $25,000, like that was an immense amount or something like that, and they just don't even mention the bankers and the real estate promoters that are ripping off millions, if not billions, and yet the African American politicians and some of the Latino politicians face these amazingly high standards of conduct.
Exactly. And it's very frustrating. And I believe that as we get some new council people next year, I believe that we're going to see a shift to looking more at the employees and making sure that we reconfigure our budget so that we can take care of the employees that take care of us. They've already privatized part of sanitation. We've got the guys that are riding on the back of the trucks, picking up those trash cans and making sure that your trash goes in the truck. Those guys are contractors. They make minimum wage. They get no benefits. They have no, I think the city finally gave them some gloves, but they're the crap gloves that they give to the folks that clean up your neighborhood groups that clean up. You can buy a box of them for, $10. They're supposed to have steel-toed boots, but they don't get any kind of allowance for purchasing of those items. It's really a sad state of affairs that we have with our city employees. And I absolutely will be looking at candidates over the next few months to see who's going to step up and take care of our city employees, because it's high time that we do that.
Rebecca, will your in-tape union, will you be working on the elections next time?
We will. The elections are going to be May 2015. That's why I'm actually here. Von Till Jones, Caraway, Davis, Atkins are 4 of the ones that will be terming out. And, I don't want to, just say the city is bad, because there are good things that have come from this. We've been dealing with this since 2005. My point to the employees is that now that you have new council members, you have to make sure that the ones that promised you something when they were here, that they're remembering what's going to happen when they're gone, because that's not happening. That's right. And I understand that the city council is a lot of work, because I'm new to many things that I'm trying to, accomplish, but it is imperative that they do turn internally, because we're the ones that know where the cutting cost is. We're the ones that know where the money is getting wasted. We're the ones that can see it, because we deal with it every day. And as far as the field employees, they're the ones out there in the hazardous. They're dealing with dogs. They're dealing with people. I mean, I don't want to scare anybody, but with this whole Ebola, I mean, they're the ones out there dealing with the things that we don't want to deal with. And we need to recognize that, They say that fire and police is number 1, but because it's public safety, I mean, if you do code as well as, animal services as well as sanitation.
That's public safety too.
Right. You can't leave trash on the ground for more than a week, I want to say is the standard, but I don't understand why that's not also included in the public safety. Police and fire get their raises. They're promised 3% raise or 5% raise over the next 3 years. It's going to be ran in. So that's just what I want to make sure that all of the City of Dallas employees are, our motto is one. Together we're one, so let's just make that happen for real.
That's great.
You think the uniformed employees are treated better than the non-uniformed employees?
Yes, and I think that's everywhere. They believe that they're more into danger, but I mean that's the job they signed for. I mean it's like the military people. That's the job that they signed for.
So you think all the city employees should get a fair break? Just on this question of privatization, this is something that a lot of people don't understand. But apparently our mayor is all in favor of privatization. They already privatized the zoo. I think they did that before Mayor Rollins got in.
Yep.
But he wants to privatize Fair Park.
Right.
He wants to privatize the entire school district. We'll get back to that as soon as we get through this break.
Saturday morning. I know I got my days mixed up too.
972-647-1893. Call and make a pledge. And if you do, me and Bonnie might. Would we quit singing if? I don't know. That's going too far.
Hey, that could be an incentive. We'll quit singing if you call and pledge.
Yeah, for a $100 pledge, I will come to your party and sing that song that you just heard.
And for a $200 pledge, he won't come.
Yeah, for $200, I'll stay away. 972-647-1893.
Please
call and make a pledge.
It costs $46,000 a month to keep us on the air.
To keep the station on the air.
To keep the station on the air. Doesn't cost that much to keep us on the air.
So we don't have to raise $46,000, but we need to raise a couple thousand.
We need to raise a couple thousand. I mean, we really do. We need your help. We need you to keep us here, because there's nowhere else in Dallas or Fort Worth or any of the surrounding counties where we're heard that you're going to hear the true picture of Dallas politics, Texas politics, and working families.
And for a $100 pledge, Bonnie and I will both take a 50% pay cut.
We will. Wait a minute. 0 times 0 is nothing.
50% pay cut is on the table here for the first person that calls with a $100 donation. 972-647-1893. Now we're talking to Rebecca Avendano, who is a member of the Steelworkers, and they organize the City Workers of Dallas. And I, at the last break, I put forward the proposition that our mayor is pretty stuck on privatization. Has anybody else noticed that? Mm-hmm. You've noticed it, Bonnie?
Mm-hmm. He's been talking about, now he's saying, well, maybe we should privatize Fair Park.
Yeah, he wants to privatize Fair Park.
And I absolutely think that's a horrible idea. Mm-hmm. Horrible idea.
Well, they need to do something with it, because it sits there most of the year.
And you know, this, I've noticed during the fair this year, there is so much that could be done out there with the right people in charge. Now, the Friends of Fair Park, I got to tell you, they do an incredible job.
There's no trolley.
There's no trolley to Fair Park. Now, you can ride the train.
They're running a trolley to Bishop Arts right now.
Yeah.
Where there's a few restaurants.
Yeah.
But there's no trolley to Fair Park.
No, but wouldn't that be nice?
They're going to put in a trolley. Well, they put one into Fair Park, and so poor people could go and visit some of the attractions at Fair Park.
You know, you increase the revenue at Fair Park, and you get more people to work there.
The freeway cut off Fair Park.
Yeah,
you know.
That's right.
When Highway 30 went through, South Dallas was just pretty well cut off, and that's cut off Fair Park. So a lot of people don't go to Fair Park because they can't find it, even though it's right there. But it's hard to figure out where to get off the freeway, you know, and to get down to Fair Park. I'm pretty familiar with it because I live around there. But other people, really, Fair Park is a mystery to them. 972-647-1893. We're talking about privatizing and whether or not the city is on the right track. Rebecca Avendano from the Steelworkers Union is saying no, they're not paying the workers enough.
That also, and as far as that whole perspective of privatization, we get that a lot through the departments. Like, you know, you do your job, don't complain, or we could get somebody else to do it, and somebody else would do it. But what they don't understand is, like, even in sanitation, you know, you could privatize that, but in sanitation right now, I can call any one of my council members and complain, and they'll come back and pick up my trash, even if I put it out behind you. You know, come and close my lid. Come and close my lid, even though you have to pull your car back, you know. They'll make supervisors go do that. So my thing is, like, there's not enough support, you know, through the admin and, you know, all the way up to the council, because we're on this level, about the employee and what they're going through. You know, you don't back me up, so I'm a code inspector and I'm inspecting a building and I have to go against them. You know, South Dallas code inspectors, they have a bulletproof locked doors. So, I mean, it goes to show you the safety that they feel back there, you know. So just, that's a perspective in I think all directors and administrators, that if you can do your job, you know, with a smile, even though I'm not paying you anything, and we'll find somebody else, and we'll find somebody else to do it, because we don't have to deal with all of the, you know, grievances or anything, you know, performance evaluations, stuff like that they have to deal with everyday employees.
Are a lot of people organized in the unions in the city?
Right now I'm aware of two, which is SEIU and mine, and ours. But
and some people are in each union.
Both, right. We've lost a lot of people because the city began an employee advisory council, and that kind of pacified it. You know, got a lot of the people that were out organizing through the unions to go inside and do it internally. But what I found from my own situation is it's another job, it's another task. I mean, I'm having to coordinate, have charity funds, you know, do field days for city employees, arrange basketball games so that we can be family within the city, but you're also not compensating me either. So there's a lot more extra tasks. And, you know, to that, the city manager will say, well, that's a job that you asked to do. I'm not telling you to do it, so it's volunteer. But, I mean, everybody wants to see employees grow. You know, I think that's the problem with the city. They want to kind of, like, take jobs away and give you, how do I say, a standard. So I don't have nowhere to improve or grow. You know, I'm stuck doing the same thing for 10 years, and that's going to hurt the city. You know, you need to grow your employees and allow them seniority and allow them a step up so that the city will grow as well. You're not just, you know, having laborers forever.
They make it sound like it's like the city of Dallas is really good for their employees. I hear Mayor Rollins, for example, saying that they're all making more than $10 an hour, more than the proposed new minimum wage for the city employees. But at the same time, they're privatizing so much stuff that the work is being done by non-city employees.
Exactly.
They're all being done by contract employees who are making minimum wage or making very, very low wages. So the push that the unions, that the AFL-CIO is taking, is that contract labor as well should be making a decent wage. And
and why not? I mean,
because more and more of us are contract labor.
Exactly, and we hear all the talk about
what defines contract labor. I mean, to me, a temporary worker is anywhere between 1 year, maybe 2 years max.
Right.
Look at the city's record. We have temps that have been there for 10 years. You know, and they'll say, well, you don't want to advance, get a city job. why don't you advance?
Well, it's a civil service job. I mean, and, they keep the process, the hiring process for civil service is absolutely ridiculous.
If you go back to the beginning of capitalism, when we first began the kind of system that we have now, everybody was a temp. They would come to work, and the boss would tell them, okay, you work today. That guy over there, he doesn't work today. That woman over there, she works. That woman over there doesn't work. Everybody was a temp. And then through fighting and struggling and unionization and organization, we began to get some decent jobs in America. And that's the process that's been going on since America was first begun to be settled by Europeans to today, up to 1980. That was the process of getting more and more organization and making more decent jobs instead of being temps.
Yeah.
Because we were all temps back in the old days. The bosses told us exactly what we had to do, when we could do it, how much we were going to pay for it, and everything else.
Yeah, they shop in the company store. You live in the company houses.
Yeah.
I mean, that was the way of life.
And we fought to make better jobs.
That's right.
Now, since 1980, there's been this turnaround, and they're forcing more and more people to become temps again.
Yep.
And acting as if this was something new. And it's not new. It's 100,000 years old, and it's the worst thing that could possibly happen is to have your job, your regular job, changed into a temp job.
That's right.
And contract labor. So privatization is the enemy. Privatization is the worst thing we can possibly think of. And it seems to me that Mayor Rawlings of Dallas is a chief
privatizer.
He's a privatizer.
Yep.
I have a petition that says stop the privatizing.
Right.
Because this is because of the school district. But
yeah, I mean, you want to talk about the big privatization push. Let's look at what these crazy guys have tried to do with our DISD.
Well, look at, and also you look at the prison system.
Oh my gosh!
Terrible things happen in the prisons, and they're only interested in making a profit.
That's
Benny's
right.
on line one.
Bernice.
Good morning, Bernice. Thanks for calling.
Good morning, y'all. Hey, I just want to just give my personal opinion about the raise for the city officials, elected officials.
Yeah, lay it on us.
This is my problem. I'm going to be honest with you. We always put the people who are behind the scenes, give them raises, when the people who are doing the legwork, who are actually doing the front, the grunt work, are always pushed behind.
Yeah.
Why don't we say, instead of saying, well, let's push for them to get a raise, let's push for people who are temp workers, people who are permanent workers who still have not received all their pension and whatnot. Let's work with them and push their agendas to help the working class people and the people get off poverty, instead of just always pushing because the man missing no money. You got money. So why don't we help the people, the little guy first? Well, we want to put the goals and say, well, we empathize and we want to help them. But I'm saying, but what about the person who's trying to make a decent living and can't make their basic needs?
You go, Bernice.
That's my concern.
You go. You are right on target.
You are right on target.
And that's what Rebecca's saying too, isn't it?
Yes.
Instead of just handing out something to the top guys, why don't they all get something?
Spread the wealth.
If they want to be in office, they can do it for free. This is what they really care about. I think the mayor, to me personally, and all these other people who profess to be Democrats, you know a tree by its fruit. I think he's an undercover Republican.
Oh, there ain't no.
I'm serious.
Bernice, there ain't no undercover.
Democrats, but you look at the tree and you see its fruit. If the fruit don't match the tree, they are lying.
Yes,
and
ma'am.
That's why people are scared to say it. I'm tired of seeing people talking about vote for me, bring me back, and all of a sudden you ain't done nothing. You haven't helped the people. You hurt the people.
Right.
The people that you want to help are those who are going to take care of you and put money in your pocket.
That's right. That's right.
Right
there
on,
you go.
Listen, y'all, we need more people who are really caring about the flock and not about just a shepherd who in wolves clothing.
Go right on, Bernice.
I'm just kind of seeing this fluff about, and I'm not trying to be funny, but I'm not happy with the Democrats. The Democrats, I'm I'm going to vote. I've already voted, early voted, but I'm not happy with the Democrats because the Democrats haven't done what they said they're going to do. Why is it that they allow the Republicans to use scare tactics all the time? They're always changing the rules because they can't win straight by being fair. So they got to rig the race. They got to turn the tables upside down, do everything, do every cunning thing, practice cunning, craftiness, and the Democrats just sit there and be quiet.
So you're saying the Republicans
on the state level as well as on the federal and the local level.
Yeah, you're saying the Republicans are evil, but the Democrats are just wimpy, right?
I think that I'm saying like this. Not all Republicans are bad. I think those are good Republicans out there who know that what their so-called leaders are doing is unacceptable.
Okay.
But those who profess to be Democrats, and you look at their record, and I'm going, you got judges up there in those positions that doing everything to push people of color in the prison, and like you were talking about the kindergarten to prison pipeline, and you see all this going on, and they sit back quietly. And I say, am I just out of the loop, or is it that you have been paid so much that you just can't say a word because you have forgotten who put you in office?
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. If you're going to be a representative of all people, then you should represent all people, not just a few, and then you get in there, and then you forget about the people who put you in there, and then you will come back to the same people who put you in office, and you will say, well, you know, we couldn't get things accomplished because you've been bought and paid for.
I see. Okay, thanks, Bernice. Thanks for calling KNON. I'm glad she brought up the prison pipeline because there's a little bit of workers' news on this, and it's pretty good news. On last Tuesday, the Commissioners Court met. Mark York was down there representing the AFL-CIO, and he brought a posse with him of a number of good union activists, including my wife. My wife is on the workforce board. I don't know if you knew that or not.
I did. It's awesome.
She's on the workforce board, and the head of the workforce board was down there. Laurie Larea was down there in support. And what they were doing was developing a new program called Project Phoenix, which is supposed to help with this prison pipeline business. When a young man or woman gets in trouble with the law and they haven't done anything violent yet, but they're headed for a long life of prison, you know, they're going to try to intervene in that and get them a job as an apprentice in a union. And those apprenticeship jobs are pretty good, too. Yep. And they can come out to be a master carpenter, a master plumber, or something like that, which is a really good trade to have. It's better than a college education for a lot of people. And so they're gonna shunt these younger people off into an opportunity for a really good lifetime instead of the prison pipeline. And I was so proud of the AFL-CIO for leading this fight. I was proud of County Judge Clay Jenkins,
yes, sir,
for spearheading it from the Commissioners Court, but they all voted for it.
It was a unanimous vote. It sure was.
Well, actually, Commissioner Price recused himself. He
was gigging. That was kind of a misunderstanding.
Oh, it was?
Yeah, Commissioner Price was gigging Clay Jenkins over something else. He did vote for it.
Oh, he did?
Yeah.
So it was a unanimous vote for it?
Yeah, it was a unanimous vote.
Okay. And so the Commissioners Court is on it, and the District Attorney's Office is in on it because they're the ones that prosecute these young people. And the AFL-CIO is leading the whole thing, and the Workforce Board is probably going to end up administering it. But anyway, this is a really great program. I'm glad Bernice brought it up. So we're back, though, with Rebecca talking about city employees, which is very, very critical, and we're saying that they don't get a decent treatment. Now, most people unionize, Rebecca, not just for money. I know, because my wife's a union organizer. Yep. It's not just for money. It's for dignity on the workplace.
It's for respect, just basic rights.
There you go.
I don't feel like I'm asking for a lot. The council right now, they're talking about cutting costs, and let's find the trim the fat. Let's look for cuts. But on the other hand, they're saying I want to raise. So how are you passing a budget that's over budget and still requesting money? I mean, maybe they could get a performance eval like every employee gets. You know, let's go through their district. Let's see how their employees and their morale and their departments are going. Because before, I remember they used to have like streets, code, and sanitation all together. And it was stronger like that because now you have it separated where codes is separate, sanitation is separate. And so, like, just take, for example, sanitation. I think right now they have anywhere between 6 to 8 directors. It's going to be 1 director and 6 to 8, ADs that help him. I know there was a lot going on. I don't know if y'all saw the paper last couple years ago. The landfill lost $11 million within 10 years. Nobody got fired. Nobody got, they got moved around. But just that kind of money loss. I mean, let's look at their performance evaluations through their department. Are their departments doing what they have to do all the way to the down? Is everybody, getting their fair share of work and being compensated for it? Because it annoys me when these employees, and I tell them, come join the union. It's not about, like, we're going to step aside from the poor management and the things you have to go through work. Because I feel like as an employee, you're going to have good bosses, sometimes bad bosses. It's your time to rotate and figure out what you want. But this is, county money, city money, residents' money. If you want to be a bully and be that type of boss, go out to the private sector and do that. Don't use taxpayer money to try to run a company, and that's where we're getting a lot of this, Well,
they always say that companies are more efficient than government. They say that's why that's their excuse for privatizing.
Yeah.
They say, it'll be so much more efficient once it's privatized. And privatization always results in poorer service, worse service, and cuts for the employees.
Well, for example,
that's why they do it, so they can cut the employees. So privatization is something that us union people and working class people are dead set against, and they're not going to talk us into it. But nevertheless, that's what they want to do. We'll be right back. Call us at 972-647-1893. 972-647-1893. Call us and help us stay on the air.
That's right.
Please.
We need a pledge. We need a pledge, please.
Because it costs a bunch of money, and it's not me and Bonnie.
No, we're not. I mean,
we're here working for free.
Right, because we got accountants and phone services and tower electricity and lease rental here. I mean, we don't own this building.
Yeah,
we just rent here. And I must say, it's an incredible place compared to
where
we
came from. They have to lease the tower.
The tower, right?
Where they and all the equipment they have to buy. And there's like 4 or 5 employees of Radio Knon, and about 100 of us volunteers, giving our time and energy and and
information
off the air too.
That's right. I mean, Gene and I are busy all the time.
Doing stuff. 972-647-1893. Call and make a pledge. Tony's on the line. Good morning, Tony. Thanks for calling Knon.
Good morning. How y'all doing?
Hey, Tony.
Yes, sir.
All right. The young lady that was speaking, I just read an article in E! Magazine from a writer who just repeated what they had in Dallas Public Schools. Everybody most administration people making above $100,000.
Oh, wow.
The guy in E! Magazine justified the salary of the top administrators.
Yeah.
Of course he
does. When they come to union jobs of the school district, he never, at least I never heard him justify their rate. And it seems as though, and to me, E! Magazine represents that North Dallas, Preston Wood, Preston Hollow, Highland Park, and Berkshire Park. But to justify a lot of people getting $100,000, and it was like, that was more news article was more of why we paying these money, and the guy from E! Magazine's position was basically, they deserve it. And young lady was right. What we need to do is start challenging city council people, because your constituents should evaluate you and vote you out. Matter of fact, the best way to do that is this: they asking for a raise, $6,000 a year.
It's on the ballot.
So my thing is this: if the voters voted down, that should be the catalyst to say, wait a minute, how can you ask for raises in the budget that will go over budget, but at the same time, working people, you making all kinds of excuses for that.
Yep.
I just want to bring that to the table because I thought it was almost similar to what's happening in Dallas Public Schools.
Mm-hmm. It is.
Appreciate that, Tony.
Thank
and
you,
of course,
Tony.
When Superintendent Miles was elected, he said he was going to bring that down, and actually
he's raised it.
It's come up under him.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's more and more
There's
of those
more
guys
people making
more,
over $100,000 at DISD. It's
more than there were.
Yeah, and our teachers. Here we go. Our teachers.
Well, they're laying off teachers.
They're laying off teachers and hiring uncertified. I mean, if you've just got, what is it, an accreditation you can get to teach, you don't even have to be.
If they could get a robot, they would do it.
Oh, I believe they would.
Yeah.
Yep.
972-647-1893 is the number. We're for workers here on the Workers Beat program. We would like to keep on being for workers. We would like to keep the voice of workers and the Workers Beat program going, but to do that, we're going to need your help. The KNON does not just let people come on and talk just so they can talk.
That's right.
If a program can't raise money and cannot prove that people are listening and that people care, KNON drops them. And I think there's something like 18
in the last 3 years
have been dropped.
Yep.
Programs that used to be on that are not on anymore because they could not prove that anybody cared. So please care.
Right.
Please care. Me and Bonnie make pledges ourselves just to try to keep the Workers Beat on the
That's
air.
right.
And I hope other people care about workers and see things from the working people's point of view, because that's the majority.
Yep.
We are the
right.
majority. We just don't own all the stuff. We don't own all the radio stations and all the TV stations and all the newspapers and all the book publishers and all the movie makers.
Yeah.
We don't own all that stuff. The rich people do. And the working people don't have much of a voice.
And it's pretty cool because the members of KNON actually own KNON. I mean, you guys decide what's going to be on by your pledges.
And we don't get the pledges.
Then you don't.
It won't be on.
You won't be on. So I mean, it's you guys are the ones that decide. And I'll bet you 90% of our listeners have cable TV, or Uverse, or Fios, or some type of product to get internet and TV into their home.
Yeah, so they can listen to the boss's point of view.
Right.
24 hours a day.
There you go. That's what's on there. That's right.
The boss's point of view, because, see, they own all that stuff. The KNON, this is the only workers program in this part of the country.
Right.
There's one in Houston, and there's one in Atlanta, Georgia.
Yeah.
And that's 3 in the whole South. That's all there are.
I think
there's some internet stations.
Right, I was going to say there are some internet. Yeah.
But broadcasting, there's only 3.
Yep.
972-647-1893. Call KNON and make a pledge and tell them that it's for the Workers Beat.
That's right.
We don't get the money. Me and Bonnie don't get the money. It goes to the station.
Yes.
But at least we keep staying on the air and we keep speaking up for working people.
And we have really cool gifts that you can get. We got T-shirts and, nice fleece jacket, which would come in handy for today. It's a little chilly today. Mm-hmm. And for $100, you can get a black zip-up jacket with 2 pockets. That's awesome. That is great.
It says KNON.
Yeah, it says KNON on it, of course. You got a bowling shirt, folding chairs, the hoodie. We have hoodies.
That's right.
Yep, we have hoodies.
Bonnie and me both got hoodies.
Yep.
Because of
Trayvon Martin.
Yeah,
that's right. He and I both got hoodies that year for in honor of Trayvon Martin. There's long sleeve shirts.
Was killed for wearing a hoodie.
Killed by a crazy freaking white man. What do you know? What do you know? Seems to be a lot of those out there.
Okay.
You're not a crazy old white man. It's okay.
Oh, thank you for exempting me. 972-647-1893, and you were going through the list.
Man, there's an iPad e-reader case. Yeah,
this is stuff people could get.
That's
if they
really
wanted to.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Coffee mugs, backpacks, ball caps, all kinds of tops, shirts for women. We have women's T-shirts.
Yeah,
women's T-shirts, which is the bomb.
Yeah,
we have headphones. An army hat, that's interesting.
What's an army hat look like?
I'm thinking it's probably one of those round kind of can hats with the bill. I'm thinking, I don't know.
It might be a kevy, which is a little. It just sits on the top of your head, and
I don't think that's it. I think it's probably one of those funky little army hats. I don't know. Joe, do you know what the army hat looks like?
You could get one for a $50 donation.
For $40,
anyway.
actually.
And you can find out what it looks like.
Yeah, it's black with a white design. Mm-hmm. You can get a 6-pack cooler, sunglasses, sport bottle, coffee,
This is all
Frisbees.
stuff that working people would want.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Thanks. Thank you, Joshua.
Joshua and Katie.
Joshua and Katie, thank you very, very much. You guys are awesome. Thank you.
Are they online?
No.
No.
Okay. All right.
We sure do appreciate it. Thank you very much. Gene and I will be making our pledges, but we're kind of counting on you guys to help us out here.
Yeah, we need to
'cause,
raise thousands.
Yeah, we need to raise lots of money, and Gene and I are not wealthy. We're both retired. I'm about to be retired. So it's not a bad thing.
We're just modest people.
We're modest people. That's right. We're trying to help everybody else, and that's why Rebecca is here, because I want to encourage all the City of Dallas employees to stand up. Because
yeah, they need to organize.
You guys have got to organize, and I know that people have been trying to organize you guys for years.
Yeah.
And I don't get it. I don't get it.
We need Rebecca to put out the phone number for people that want to organize. People that want to, city
join.
Employees. Have you got a phone number or something? For them
My
to
number
call?
is 214-718-1556. You can call me anytime, Monday through Sunday.
Okay,
8
give
to
it
5.
again. Give it again, real slow, like radio.
Okay, it's gonna be 214-718-1556. That's my number. I'm a representative for the union. I also am here just to let everybody know your voice counts. It's up to us. I've trusted these council members and these directors and stuff to do their job, but sometimes you have to pay attention, and it is a struggle. It was hard for me to work there full time and do this, but it's just read the paper. Watch the council. It's on the radio. It's yours.
This is your job.
You really believe in doing this, don't you?
It's something that it started out as something for my department. When I moved over to courts, I realized it was something bigger than I thought. It was every department. And so I couldn't, half the day love my job and then half the day try to figure out ways to
get out.
Yes, and so I just took a personal time to, reevaluate. And, I'm still on this mission because a lot of my family works there. A lot of the people that I worked there 7 years. They became my family.
Sure.
And I watched them from the bottom, so... I don't want to give Dallas a bad rap, but it's a good place to work. There's a lot of good people there.
Yes, there is.
But you can't forget about the people who make it work, and those are the people that go to work every day, nonstop.
That's right.
You cannot forget about that.
Right, and I'm not an exemplary employee. Don't hold me to any of those people because they're going to stand there and do their job and appreciate it. But I want to let them know that they have been appreciated.
Did you hear that? That was me and Bonnie falling on the floor.
Richard, we love you. Thank you.
Richard, we love you. Did you want?
We hope you'll keep calling in. I hope you keep listening.
We'll both come to your next event and sing.
And sing if you want us to. I don't know.
He probably wants us to stay away.
Because you probably heard us sing earlier.
Richard just called and made a very substantial pledge.
Thank you.
Thanks, Richard.
Thank you, Richard.
Which we really, really needed, and it makes all the difference in the world.
That is awesome.
I kiss your feet, Richard.
Yep.
And for the rest of you,
you need to call
me and
make
Bonnie,
a pledge.
Me and Bonnie are not begging.
No.
Are we begging?
Well, yeah.
All right. So we are begging. We are begging.
Yeah. Of course we are.
To get you to call 972-647-1893 and make a nice pledge like Richard did and like Joshua and Katie did earlier and keep us on the air. Keep us talking about working people. And stuff like that.
Please, keep us talking. It's so important for issues like we have, working family issues. These are important. We have to make sure that our friends are listening, that our family is paying attention. The most important thing that you can do is vote.
Look at this one, Bonnie. Here's a pledge with cash attached.
Oh my goodness!
It's from Karina and Melvin Olivares.
Yay. That is so nice.
Yeah,
and they're first time listeners too.
And that is so wonderful.
This is so awesome. That is great. That is awesome. I can't tell you how my heart is filled this morning, for real. Because I know that people are listening to us. They hear what we are trying to say.
Yep.
And the bumper sticker on my car that's been there for going on a year. If the 99% vote, the 1% won't matter.
Right.
Folks, you city employees are the 99%. Don't let anything stop you from voicing your opinion and, by God, for organizing. and making a better life for yourself. You know, that's what Walmart workers are all about. I'll be going to Walmart a little later today with our Walmart shirt on. Yes, I will. You know, it's the same thing. It's about dignity and respect on the job. And the folks, that is not too much to ask. Whether you're a minimum wage employee or you're making $50,000, $60,000, $70,000 a year, if you work for somebody, you deserve dignity and respect on the job, period.
For a $50 donation, I will sing my new Walmart song over the air. 972-647-1893. Call for a $50 donation. I just wrote this the other day because we are going to be serenading Walmart. This is something that Rosemary Rieger of Job with Justice came up with.
Really?
Yeah, and the next Job with Justice meeting will be practice for the choir. And I think that a labor choir is going to come out of this.
You do?
We're going to have my new Walmart song will be featured there, and you can hear it now for a $50 donation. 972-647-1893. Rebecca, Bonnie was bringing up voting. Rebecca, what's the stand on that? What do the steelworkers think? Do they want to see a big turnout in the elections?
Oh yes, that's all elections. I mean, the most thing that's concerning for me is the home rule that's affecting our kids. So everybody needs to be involved, whether it's this on the proposition or anything. I mean, if they're showing us what to do, we have to show up and vote. I mean, it's our voice, and
that's right.
You know, people have gone to great lengths to give us this right, and for us to just act like it's not deserving, then yeah, we're.
One thing I'm proud of in the current election is that vote by mail went up.
Yep.
I'm over 65. People that are over 65 get to vote by mail, and that has improved in Texas, and that's something that I'm hoping everybody will do this year. And in January, if you sign up to vote by mail, if you get an application to vote by mail in January, it'll be good for the whole year. It'll be good for all of 2015.
That's right.
And then what time did you say they're going to have city elections next year?
May 2015, there'll be the new council coming in.
May of 2015.
We have five new council members coming in.
At least five. Some of them might lose office. But there's 5 of them that are.
There's 5 that are termed out.
Right.
Termed out.
Exactly.
So we're going to have 5 new city council people regardless. At least. You know, I'm excited because I see all the southern sector council people. Rick Callahan's going to be the only one left from the southern sector.
You know, it's something that's taken a while to change, and I've realized that it's taken 5 years, and the city's changing also with us. We don't want to put all the bad light on it, but we do want them to know that we're here and we do know what's going on. We don't want to get involved a lot of the time, but you know, there's times when we will step up, and hopefully this is one of them.
I hope so. I really do. We have a caller on line 1, Renee. Good morning.
Yes, I'm trying to locate an attorney where discrimination on the job is concerned, and in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, and I didn't know anyone.
Do you qualify for legal aid?
No.
You have to be poor.
Oh, really?
Yeah, you have to be poor. They have income levels that you have to meet, but legal aid service is the best place.
Well, and I actually do know we have an attorney here in Dallas who is practicing labor law. He's a former state representative. His name is Alan Vaught, Vaught, and he works for Barron and Budd. It's Baron and Budd. That's the name of the firm that he works for. But he is practicing labor law.
And that's Alan?
Yes, ma'am. Allen. Last name Vaught. V as in Victor. Aught. And he actually used to be a representative for the Texas House. And now he is practicing labor law.
Okay, great. And he's in the Dallas-Fort Worth?
Yes, ma'am. He's in Dallas. He sure is. If you look up Barron and Budd, it's B like boy, ARON, ampersand, Budd, B like boy, UDD. Okay. You will find that's the number where you can reach Mr. Vaught.
Yeah, and just tell him what you want.
Yeah.
We appreciate you calling KNON.
Oh, thank you.
And appreciate anybody who calls with a problem about workers. Anything that we can do to help workers. Now, we're about to run out of time. We want to give Rebecca a chance to say whatever needs to be said. on behalf of the steel workers and the North Texas Alliance of Professional Employees.
I just want to say thank you for having me on the show. I've been listening to your show for about 2 months, and it's a pretty awesome show.
Thanks.
I didn't know there was one around like this, but I'll be listening every Saturday. And just to, my ex-coworkers, don't be afraid or anything like that. This is your voice. This is your time to speak, and
That's right.
One person can make a change.
Mm-hmm. We have a request for your phone number again.
It's 214-718-1556.
One more time.
214-718-1556.
Okay, and also the number for TOP, because TOP is organizing to get people to the polls.
Yep.
What's that number, Bonnie?
Oh, I don't know. You
Well,
gave
I've
it
got
out.
it right here.
Yes.
469-510-9069. 469-510-9069 if you need a ride to the polls. We'll be back next week.
Knon 89.3 FM in Dallas and Fort Worth, the voice of the people. Business owners, tell KNON's listeners about your business. You can put your business or event on KNON. KNON currently has space available to run announcements for you. Tell KNON's listeners about your goods, services, nightclub, concert, or event. Help keep the voice of the people on the air while putting your information on the air. KNON's been named the #1 radio station in Dallas by both the Dallas Observer and D Magazine. Put your business with Dallas's #1 station. Call now for more information at 214-828-9500, extension 227, or extension 233. For more information, go to KNON.org and click on the Run Spots on KNON page. It's a great way for your business to support community radio while letting more people know about you.